Hello, Monsters of Bounty, and welcome back to Deathtrap Dungeon, where last time we found a crazy old man in one of the many rooms that apparently this labyrinth is made up of. And he's asking us a question. The weight of a man is 100 plus half his weight. Now, I'm not very good at maths. It's not my strong point. So I went down and asked my wife. So basically I just walked in and I said, "Hey, sweetie, man weighs 100 pounds plus half his weight. How much does he weigh?" And she just kind of gave me a look for a second and then went, 200 pounds, why? I was like, perfect. So the answer is 200 pounds. I don't entirely know why, but I did marry her for her looks and her intelligence. I don't know what her excuse is, but...
Still smiling, the old man looks at you and says, "Well done, stranger.
Thanks.
You have answered correctly.
Yeah, well, not me, actually.
I wish you good fortune.
Thanks.
During the rest of the trial of champions. And to this end, I shall increase your powers." He then mutters a few more unintelligible words, and you feel a powerful surge soar through your body, increasing your skill, stamina, and luck by 1. You bid the old man farewell and leave his room to continue north along the passage.
I mean, for a crazy bastard, he was quite personable.
Only a few meters further down the passage, you see another closed door in the left-hand wall.
Right.
The letter X is scratched into its center panel.
Okay.
Putting your ear to the door, you listen intently, but can hear nothing.
I mean, obviously open the door.
The door opens into a large room.
Okay.
Looking around, you see an alcove in the west wall.
Good.
In the middle of the room, sitting in the chair, is the skeleton of an armed warrior, possibly a contestant from years gone by.
I feel like that would have been the first thing I
The skeletal
noticed.
fingers of its right hand grip a crumpled parchment.
I remember this from the book, and I've got a sneaking suspicion taking the parchment is what you need to... Or is it a bad thing? Is it like the curse? Fuck knows. I'm just going to take the parchment. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Touching the parchment has precisely the effect you had feared.
Curse?
The skeleton lurches forward,
Oh.
and rising from its chair in a series of jerky movements, raises its sword to strike you.
Oh, skeletons. Well,
Lunging
skeleton.
sideways, you draw your sword to defend yourself.
Very intent look there. Right, he's only got 8 strength skills, so I don't think this should be particularly difficult, unless I roll like a dick.
The skeleton is strong, but slow. You swing your sword, which smashes into its leg.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep smashing it.
You dodge to the side as the warrior swings its sword. You kick out, knocking its legs out from under it.
Basically, it needs to roll, what? 4? No, at least 5 better than us. So that's quite a stretch.
You run around the jerking skeleton, smashing your sword.
He's jerking
into its
now.
arm.
I didn't want to know.
Once again, you reach for the parchment, only this time lying amidst a pile of broken bones.
Yeah.
Unfolding it, you see a map of a room with a drawing of a hideous creature inside it. Beneath the monster is a rhyme which reads, "Should you meet the manticore, of its tail beware. Shield yourself against the spikes flying through the air." You fold up the piece of parchment and put it in your backpack,
It's good advice.
repeating the rhyme over and over to yourself. You walk across to the alcove. At the back of the alcove are some steps leading down into a cellar. Cobwebs brush your face as you descend. The cellar ceiling is quite low, and the floor is strewn with debris. In the middle of the wall opposite you is an archway, which leads into another crystal-lit tunnel. There are large mushrooms growing on the debris to your right.
Right. Yeah, no, not what... I know we've eaten everything else. Mushrooms, mushrooms are just eating random mushrooms. Never do that, kids. Do not eat random mushrooms, right? Because some are so poisonous. I remember there was some news program about some woman who had, like, harvested some mushrooms she'd found, eaten them, given herself kidney failure. And she was like, well, I've had to wait so long for a new kidney. I'm like, well, I'm going to be honest, you probably shouldn't have eaten the fucking mushrooms then, love. So, no, I'm not going to eat the mushrooms because I don't know what that's going to do. So you know what? We've got plenty of provisions. I don't need the stamina. We've got max skill and almost max luck. So therefore, there's no point risking everything on. I don't want to acquire kidney failure. So we're just going to step through the arch and ignore the mushrooms.
The tunnel continues west for several hundred meters, finally ending at some steps leading up to a closed trapdoor. You climb the steps slowly, hearing muffled voices above you. In the dim light, you can see that the trapdoor is not locked.
Okay, burst through the trapdoor with your sword drawn or knock on the trapdoor. I mean, the likelihood... I mean, I know there's, like, some other contestants here. I mean, not many, because obviously the knight's been turned to stone and one of the barbarians got a spike through the bum. But I feel like most of the things in this dungeon are probably going to be a bad... I think I remember you teaming up with a barbarian at some point. But voices suggests multiple people. I seem to remember the elf... Either you rescue or you arrive just in time to watch her die. So I'm going to say we burst through the trapdoor with... I bet it's like something like, have you eaten the mushroom? If not, then the trapdoor is filled with venomous spider scorpions. Fuck you. They eat your face. Okay, let's just burst through the trapdoor with a sword drawn.
You throw the trapdoor open and run up the steps into a bright, lantern-lit room. Two goblins are sharpening their short swords on a stone set in the middle of the floor. You catch them momentarily off guard, but they quickly recover and both rush forward to attack you. A point of note here, adventurer. Because of the shape of the room, both goblins will have a separate attack on you each attack round. However, here your attack will only be effective on one of the goblins. Against the other, you must still use your attack strength in a normal way. But even if your attack would have been effective, you will not wound it. It will just count this as though you have defended yourself. However, if its attack strength is greater, it will have wounded you in the normal way.
Good. Thanks for that. Right, yeah, these goblins are going to be trash. 5. Just carve them up.
You hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and
Yeah,
land
they're going to have to
stunning.
roll really well to beat me. So the whole Eddie Marzen thing, just
You
it's
both
a
swing
real...
for each other, and in the confusion, both miss.
Okay. Gives me a real sort of sense of like the Nightmare. If you watch the old British TV show Nightmare, that was so...
You thrust your
trash.
sword.
Loved it.
And you clearly damage the creature.
Yeah, gobbos, they're awful, aren't they? Okay, he's dead.
Your enemy is strong, but slow, and
He's
screams
a
in
fucking
pain as your
goblin.
sword sinks
Not
into his
strong,
leg.
look at it, he's a dick. Kick the shit out of him.
You hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and land stunning blow.
I've literally got him in a headlock and I'm using his own fist to punch himself in the face and I'm saying, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Because they're goblins. There's
You
not...
thrust your sword, and you clearly damage the creature.
Probably cut off his toe.
Triumphant in one of your toughest battles to date,
What?
you see that the only furniture in the goblin's room
Fuck
is
goblins.
a table, 2 chairs, and a cupboard on the wall. There are 2 closed doors, one in the west wall and the other in the north wall.
Well, obviously we're going to rootle around in a cupboard because why
The
not?
cupboard contains a wooden mallet and 10 iron spikes, which you put in your backpack while wondering which door to open.
Fuck it, west.
The door opens into another tunnel. Walking west, you soon arrive at another door in the north wall.
Okay. Obviously open the door.
The door opens into a small room in which there is a human skull with jeweled eyes resting on the top of a marble plinth. A row of loaded crossbows is fixed to the left-hand wall, and two small wooden balls lie on the floor just inside the door.
Okay. I'm going to throw a wooden ball, because you step into that room, you're going to get crossbow, don't you? Close the door, continue west, taking the wooden balls with you. Do I need wooden balls? Fuck it, I want a skull. He's got gems in his eyes.
You take aim and hurl the wooden ball at the skull. A test of skill.
Yeah, well, that's not going to be too difficult. Nope, think I managed that
one. The
one.
wooden ball smashes into the skull, knocking it off the plinth and onto the floor. Much to your surprise, the crossbows do not release their deadly bolts.
Oh.
You step into the room cautiously and pick the skull up off the floor. You recognize the yellow jeweled eyes as topaz and eagerly pluck them from their sockets. You put them in your backpack,
All right.
wondering whether or not a trap still awaits you in the room.
I'm just going to crawl out of the room. I mean, it's not the most heroic thing to do. Probably the most sensible, though. As long as no one sees me, I'm fine.
A tickling sensation runs down your spine as you crawl carefully out of the room. Back in the tunnel, you heave a sigh of relief. Throw the skull back into the room and slam the door shut. Pleased with your good fortune, you set off west once again. The tunnel takes a sharp turn and you find yourself in a sort of gallery lined with mirrors for some 20 meters. A human skeleton appears to be pulled halfway through the mirror along the right-hand wall.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Suddenly, a grotesque being with 4 arms and 4 screaming faces emerges from the mirror, barring your way ahead. It walks slowly towards you,
Well, she seems
each
fun.
arm outstretched to grab you. It is a mirror demon
Oh,
from another dimensional plane,
that's not good.
come to take your spirit.
Okay. I can make a wish. Fucking hell, yeah, make a wish.
You rub your magic ring and wish for the mirror demon to be transported back to its own world, never to return. Still advancing towards you, it starts to shimmer and fade away, vanishing completely just before it reaches you. Your quest continues
Hey.
north. In front of you are 2 flights of stone steps separated by a banister of rat skulls.
Oh. I mean, it's not the aesthetic I would have chosen, but sure. I mean, okay, so the last time I was given a choice between right and left, I picked right and got poison gas in the face. So this time I'm going to go left and get poison gas in the face.
Treading carefully, you slowly make your way up the steps. You soon reach the top without mishap and continue along the new tunnel, which takes the sharp turn right. After 100 meters in the tunnel, you come to a junction. Looking left, you see the dead bodies of 2 orc guards. At least one of your rivals in the Trial of Champions must still be ahead of you. A quick search of the bodies produces nothing apart from a necklace of teeth hanging around the neck of one of the orcs.
Do I want to wear a necklace that an orc was wearing? I mean, whose teeth are they? Is that sanitary? I don't know. Fuck it. Let's get some bling.
The necklace is an amulet of strength,
Oh, nice.
which adds 1 skill point and 1 stamina point. Pleased with your find, you continue your quest north. The tunnel soon ends at a junction. Standing there alone and wondering which way to go is one of your rivals.
Oh.
It is one of the barbarians. You call out to him, but at first he does not answer. He merely stares at you coldly, his hands firmly gripping his axe. You walk up to him and ask which way he is heading. He grunts his reply, saying that he is going west, and you may go with him if you wish.
Let's go with muscles. I mean, worst case, we can push him into a trap or something. Sure.
Although you are slightly uneasy in each other's company, knowing that there can only be one winner in the Trial of Champions, you are both content to share in the benefits of a temporary alliance. And you begin to tell each other of your exploits so far,
Ooh.
of the monsters and traps encountered and the dangers overcome. Walking along, you soon come to the edge of a wide pit. It is too deep and dark to see to the bottom. The barbarian suggests he lowers you to the bottom with his rope, saying he has a torch which he can light for you to use.
Oh, that's nice of him. Offer to lower him down first, so we can. Let's show that we trust our new friend and accept his offer. It's probably going
You
to
tie
dick me
the
over.
rope around your waist and take hold of the lighted torch given to you by Throm, as your barbarian ally calls himself. Taking hold of the slack rope, Throm lowers you slowly over the edge of the pit and down into the dark depths below. You can see by the light of the torch that the sides of the pit are extremely smooth. You drop about 20 meters before hitting the bottom of the pit. There, you see another tunnel heading north, and you call up to Throm and tell him of your discovery. He calls back, saying that he is going to tie the rope around a protruding rock on the edge of the pit and will come down and join you. You hear him climbing down, and soon you are together again. Throm retrieves his rope by shaking it off the rock, and you set off north along the new tunnel.
We're friends.
On a stone ledge in the tunnel wall, you see two dusty leather-bound books. Throm grunts his contempt for the written word, urging you to leave the books and hurry on.
Fuck you. I'm a fucking nerd. I'm going to read black leather. I'm edgy.
The book pages are sealed together, but a small hole has been cut out in the middle of them,
Oh.
just large enough to hold a small corked bottle containing a clear liquid. You show it to Throm, who holds up his hand, indicating that he does not want you to come anywhere near him with it. His distrust of things unknown is strongly evident.
Fuck it. I'm going to rub the liquid into your wounds. Shall I drink it? Fuck it. Drink it. Drink the liquid.
The liquid is a magical potion that will enable you to detect hidden traps and adds 2 luck points.
Oh, of course it is. Okay, well, let's open the red book then.
As you open the book, it immediately
Scorpions.
begins to disintegrate,
Oh.
the pages turning to dust in your hands. You manage to keep a few fragments and read the handwritten script. The book appears to be about monsters, and from what you can make out, it contains a full description of a monster called the Blood Beast.
Useful.
It is a horrific, bloated creature with tough, spiny skin and facial blisters which burst open to become mock eyes, evolved to hide the Blood Beast's only weak spot, the real eyes. Blood beasts usually dwell in pools of fetid slime which give off a poisonous gas so strong that it alone can easily knock people unconscious. The blood beast, although too bulbous to haul itself out of its slime pool, has a long and vicious tongue which it wraps around its victims before it drags them into its pool. As the helpless and still living victim's flesh decomposes in the vile slime, the blood beast will feed on it. You tell Throm about the grotesque blood beast. He merely shrugs his shoulders and tells you to get going. Setting off,
What a guy.
you continue your journey north with Throm.
Friends!
The tunnel turns sharply to the right,
Don't forget thumbs.
continuing east for as far as you can see. Throm stops and tells you to halt as well. He turns his head slowly from side to side, listening. I hear footsteps coming down the tunnel towards us, he whispers. Draw your sword. You both crouch down to hide in the shadows. And not a minute too soon. For a moment later, you see the silhouette of 2 armed guards. Throm jumps up and dashes forward, screaming a loud battle cry. They are 2 cave trolls. Throm attacks the first one with his battle axe, and you run to his aid to attack the second.
Yeah! Side by side. Okay, what is it? 10? Ooh, it's quite a beefy troll.
You drop to the ground, grab the creature, and ram its head hard into the wall.
Let's test our luck, because he's going to be quite tough to kill.
You try your luck, and your luck is in.
Oh, he loved it, didn't he? He loved me testing my luck. How about that? He was all over it. Okay, that's fine.
You hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow.
Why am I punching it? I can stab it.
You
Okay,
drop
that's
to
fine.
the ground, sweeping away the troll's legs. It howls as its head hits the hard ground.
I might test my luck again if we win this combat round.
You drop to the ground, grab the creature, and ram its head hard into the
I do
wall.
have 2 potions of fortune. Fuck it, let's just go for it. It's probably the wrong decision. Nope, right decision.
You hurl yourself at your enemy, fists flailing, and land a stunning blow.
You look to the left and see Throm standing over the cave troll he has slain. Blood is pouring out from a deep cut in his shoulder, but it does not seem to worry him. You search the bodies of the cave trolls, but find nothing apart from a bone ring on a leather cord hanging round the neck of one of them. The ring is engraved with a symbol which Throm recognizes. He explains that it must have belonged to druids of the north, and that an ancient talisman such as this will increase your powers if your body is able to accept it.
I mean, I do like a bit of bling. Fuck it, put the ring on.
As soon as you put the ring on your finger, your whole body starts to shake.
Oh.
We'll see how skillful you really are.
Oh, this should be fine.
Remember, a roll equal to or
Yep.
less than your skill score
Yeah.
means you've been skillful.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a
But a
problem,
roll
Eddie.
higher than your skill
Don't think that's possible on 2
end
dice.
badly.
Yeah, no, I think we're fine. Yep, didn't roll 13.
Your
That's
body
good.
continues to vibrate intensely, and you feel as if you're about to pass out. But your strength is great, and you manage to withstand the tremendous shock to your system. Finally, you calm down and begin to feel the ring's beneficial powers working on you and adding 3 stamina points.
Nice.
You see Throm looking at you anxiously, so you reassure him that you are fully recovered. He strides off east, and you follow him eagerly. The tunnel leads into a damp cavern with a high ceiling and rock-strewn floor. Long and wet, teeth-like stalactites hang down threateningly. Their constant dripping creates smoky pools on the floor. The tunnel carries on through an archway carved in the shape of a demonic mouse.
Well, search the chamber or head straight for the archway. I mean, do we want to walk straight into a demonic mouth? That's the question. But that is a question that's going to have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.